All right, what do you do when you're playing Gran Turismo 7 and you want cars you just can't have? Well, just like in the real world, you gotta make a plan to make money, stick to the plan, work the goal, make some mistakes, learn from the mistakes, and just persevere right through it. So you need some discipline and dedication, and I want this 911 GT1 pretty bad. Do I have 10 million? No, I have 1.4 million. So what would we do to speed run getting what we want? Just like in real life, we've got a plan. We're gonna stick to it. So we've got this car right here, and we're gonna be working towards it. So let's get motivated on the goal, learn a little bit about it. So 0 to 62.1 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds with a top speed of almost 200 miles per hour. Yes, please. 911 GT1 Strassen version, of course. Looking absolutely amazing. Developed to compete with Le Mans GT1 class. What an absolute beauty. Front lights and rear lights off. Copied, and well, given, you could say, given to the 996 Porsche 911s, which are actually on the used market. Pretty darn, extremely the most affordable for a 911, but about the price of a new Honda Civic. So very tempting here. And I absolutely love it. Makes me think that maybe the 911 deserves a more aggressive hood, but I will most likely keep mine all original. You can check that out over on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, but right now you're watching JCCR Racing, where we work to get a little faster and a little smarter every week. We're working on learning and growing as a community. There's that fried egg design, as they called it on the 911. This the GT1 Porsche. Ooh, twin turbocharged 3.2 liter flat six. I have a 3.4 liter flat six in the 1999 Porsche 911 that we've got. And then right after that, within the same generation, the 996.1 turned into the 996.2 with a 3.6 liter. All right, well, we've got our eye on the prize, and that's what you want to do in the real world. Just like in Gran Turismo 7, let's head over to World Circuits. And what are we going to do at World Circuits? We're going to hit up a European track, do the 24 hours Du Mans race, if that works for you. But honestly, I kind of fall asleep on the straightaways. I'm going to head down to Sardinia Road Track because we got a maximum reward here of 45, and that's before the clean race bonus. So we will try to race clean. We can have racing hards or racing mediums. We'll go with the racing mediums and just jump on in for a little pit stop because we got 20 laps. Look at the rules. Is there a forced pit stop? No, we could run this in one shot, and we've got GT3 cars up and abound. And our plan is, well, pretty decent with the 911 GT3. Used to it. It's our consistency car. Get the steering wheel loaded up and ready here. The game already suggesting us a front bias, a rear bias, or we'll put it on the front bias because the front end of the 911 is light, so we'll still be able to trail brake, but we'll have better braking than if we were on +2. Now, when you're doing these races, you got to have a little strategy. We're going without one, which means it probably would be safer if we turned our fuel consumption much lower. But we'll take this as an experimental first lap, see how we can already see the fuel going down quite quickly. So probably would benefit from the fuel ratio being air to fuel, being a little lighter, a little less fuel, probably a lot less fuel and a lot less power, but let's just see if we can throw ourselves up to a podium positioning. Oh, and not used to, we don't have the BOP, so we got full power on this car. So So a little surprise there. Slower braking than I would expect, just because I'm going faster. Oh, a little traffic. That's all my fault. My error. Not used to passing quite as quickly. A little slide out from the car in front. Typical if you've got traction control at 0 or 1. 2, you're pretty safe. The happy medium, I find. So yes, we have way much more power than we need, and the fuel only lasts 4 laps at this pace. So we certainly do not need this much power. We can run lean. Oh, we got a little push. That'll even happen on these races. Pushed back. It's a little rough out here, but I was not respecting my line at all. So we'll put the power as lean as we can get it. The least amount of fuel, the least amount of power, and let's just try to hold top 8. Otherwise, 4 laps per pit would have been a little embarrassing. Ideally, you do on any of these multi-lap races, you want your tires to be worn out at about the same time you're out of fuel. So you get the benefit, you're going to the pits, and if you're swapping tires, you might as well be getting a full tank of fuel. These other cars are almost like dead weights that you have to kind of work on passing in an intelligent manner, because with the added speed you can really cause yourself a lot of trouble, as we did earlier. And if these walkthroughs or guides, strategy guides to making extra money, or the online competitions interest you, or you just want to help out the channel, please do. A fellow racer, support a fellow racer, hit that like button. If you haven't already done so, subscribe and turn bell notifications on. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're working to get to 1,000 subscribers. When we do get to 1,000 subscribers, well, probably want to invest in an actual racing chair. And if it's still summer, probably move the sim racer into the garage with the Shelby GT350 or Porsche 911 and the Toyota MR2 in the background, 1991 Toyota MR2 in the background. So help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Subscribe, and if you've already done so, share the content with other sim racers or people who are interested in watching sim racing. We'll be moving right on up. The ultimate goal is to get to a racetrack and kind of give you guys a rundown of what it looks and feels like to get licensing for a racetrack. Try to trail brake on these turns. So if we nail the braking just right, we'll still be braking as we cross over, light braking, and back on the throttle once we get to the apex. The middle of the inside turn, the apex. And fuel going at a much more reasonable rate now. No one's had to pit yet, so probably the only one of these cars on full power, full fuel consumption. That's why we're just flying by everyone. It was too much anyways. So you're gonna have to rinse and repeat either the same race or swap it up and try to get the clean racing bonus to get about a 50% boost on that 485,000 first place prize money. fantastic looking sim racer. Online play can vary from week to week between feeling completely broken to being completely satisfying. Oh, we missed the apex, but we didn't go off track. Adjusted to the braking. Well, we just had too much power and speed earlier. Here we go, chasing down first. First is on his F Portilla. Oh, focusing too much, not in the present, but sort of what you could say. It's like when you focus on the future far too much, you get a wee bit of anxiety, and it's detrimental, counterproductive. But we're looking at a 10-second lead, but already, oh, he's gone into pit, so we're passing F Portilla. He was 10 seconds ahead because he stayed on the full fuel situation, or near full fuel, full power. So he's had to pit very early. So we might be in a situation with this little strategy and hidden secret, a little hidden truth. These multi-lap races, whether it's 15 laps or 20 laps, you just throw on your car on lean. If you save one pit stop or two, you probably got yourself what may not seem like an easy win ahead of you, but you booked yourself into the Easy Streak Hotel. Put the bed on vibrate and get a nice back massage here, as I think we're just gonna squash it, unless we've got another competitor like Fraga in second, the Brazilian. If he's running lean as well, it might have one or two cars in the lineup, but first place was way ahead. Who seemed like, I was thinking this is going to be tough. I'm going to have a no mistake race to get a pass in, and it just looks like I'm going to have less pit stops. Slight mistake as we kiss the wall there. The padded wall. No harm, no foul. Feel the car starting to slide. Might seem counterproductive to put the steering wheel back into a neutral position, but it's what you got to do. Using the whole track there as we're 4.4 seconds ahead, and we've got one lap of fuel left. We'll keep it on the lean. We'll head in on the 7 laps, and since lap 1 we did on full power, full fuel. Otherwise we would have easily gotten 7 laps. When we come back out, the happy medium would probably be fuel at 2. Sorry, right down the middle, I'd say. Let's play it safe. We'll run 6 until the last 2 laps, and then the last 2 laps we can go down to 1, full fuel, full power, and just put the pedal to the metal, knowing we'll empty the tank quick, but at least we'll know we won't be taking a chance and possibly pitting a second time. We'll try to get this done with 1 pit, a little hidden secret, play it safe at first, and if you got extra fuel, burn it off in the last lap or 2. Alright, braking point, outside of the curb, because we've got no one behind us, no need to defend, and by defending we'd be in the middle of the track. Because in the middle track, someone either has to go on the complete inside, taking a major risk to either hit the wall or go through very slowly, or they take the outside line and you're blocking them anyways and end up braking because you're in their way. Alright, getting a solid lead, 26 seconds, because pretty much everyone's pitted. And this is going to be our turn. Make sure we don't cross these lines. And, oh, we can even throw on softs. Hello. Very interesting. The softs are going to be a tight finish. I think our tires, mediums would have been the right move. Yeah, that was a mistake right there. Should have hit up the mediums. The softs were probably going to have to come back and pit anyways. And if that becomes obvious, we'll throw on more fuel and have those tires and fuel burn off at the same time. A little endurance race, or This is a sprint, we could call. Sprint race secrets. Love how we can actually have it has a very much usable first gear. Smooth is fast. Oh, and the competition is right behind us now. Well, right behind us. We got a 2.6-second lead. One mistake and we'll be passed and be several seconds behind. Money-making methods. This is a big one with the sprint and endurance race secrets. Oh, we've got a wall situation here. Oh, just safe. Late braking, not so smooth, but we survived. Hug that wall, catch that apex. Sardinia here is beautiful and a whole lot of fun. Follow these tire marks, often revealing the best line when you don't have anyone behind you. Well, you always have someone behind you. When you don't have anyone behind you, closely behind you. Full throttle through there when you catch the apex. Double tap there. Fine for zombies, not so great for racing sims. You don't have to either always be full throttle or off throttle. Often quarter or half throttle or 3/4 throttle is what is needed. That's just a matter of getting used to it, persevering, having dedication, making mistakes, and learning from those mistakes. So don't give up, folks, whether it's for sim racing, a hobby, a sport, or a business adventure. Don't get crushed by your mistakes. See them as learning opportunities. All right, so the soft tires running off just perfectly with the fuel. Gonna go a little deep. Turn in. Counter steered there. At the 100. Braked a little early. Didn't quite nail that as I would have liked. But we've got 12 seconds, just enough space, one air, and we'll get past and be a couple seconds behind. Using the full track. Let's see, what would be, oh, you need to get this down to 142. That'd be a nice appropriate time. Full track utilization. It's nice, we're pushing it, we're getting faster. Practicing the racecraft, which can be applied to any track without any practice. So here, no practice given, just like our Saturdays, where we do YouTubers versus subscribers. In advance, I don't know what the races are gonna be. Pick them absolute last minute, I don't practice, and we just get in, and it forces everyone to be thinking about racecraft. So it's not just muscle memory because you had a chance to put in half an hour worth of practice and laps. It's about muscle memory. It's about driver awareness, so being very aware of the other cars on the track, what they're doing, watching their brake lights, keeping the technique of until a solid pace has been made and you know the driver in front of you has got the same pace or slightly faster than you. You don't follow too closely behind someone because they might surprise you with the brakes because they don't know the track yet. So you got to keep a little distance. You can They don't play the defensive line when you're behind them. You got to get to the middle of the track so you're ready for just about anything. And you just read the track and you read what the car is telling you. So watching, for example, here. Next turn, it's going to light up what gear I should be in, top of which gear. And we've lapped 20th. So this first gear. So we know we need to brake well in advance when they're calling for a first gear turn. No suggestions. That means pedal to the metal all the way down to the floor. Now second for the next turn. So let's rev out fourth. Second. Try to get to the middle or the top of second. First. So we can take on tracks that we haven't raced in weeks or months. Even tracks we've never raced before, still put out a decent little time, have some fun. That even goes along with racing with A and B drivers and C drivers. I'm more D driver than I am C driver, just got back into C now. But we can take on tracks that people just suggest like Watkins Glen. Hadn't driven it in about 3 months. Ooh, did not follow the indicators, so all wrong there. So we took on Watkins Glen because I think it was Ronan was suggesting that we take it on. It turned out that I love the race, but went in with little to no experience. Just followed the indicators. So next turn first. All right, so that means probably about 100 or earlier. First turn, you can always brake earlier. Watch your radar. Trying to get punted. The car behind you is not taking the middle lane and they're coming at you somewhat quickly. Take the middle of the track, get into that defensive position. All right, 143.3. Really got to get this down to 142. Let's try to make it happen here. Ooh, gonna be a little harder with traffic. Let's race it. Oh my goodness, race it like we're racing online. And sometimes you get that slow driver, or in the Saturday mornings YouTuber versus subscribers. No one knows what the races are going to be, so you can't assume the car in front of you is going to drive it like you're going to drive it. And also, it's a mix. It's a mix between A+ drivers and E drivers. So an E driver, even if they've been practicing the track for a while, not going to take it at the same speed as the B and C driver, especially not the A or A+, and we get some of that. So you got to anticipate, okay, is he going, he's sticking the middle, he's actually in the defensive position. So we'll go extra wide here. Oh, we got a little slide out, and he actually had to lay off the brakes. I kind of messed up this line that would have gotten that just right had it not been for that slide out. Top of the candies, in which this case they're not candies, it's just a solid brown chocolate bar. Little bricks on the side here, stones. Often the top of that line is your brake indicator. Sometimes you brake a little further down or a little earlier, but it gives you a good indication. You can always put on braking zones if you don't know the track very well. 144.9 with the traffic we had. Let's bring it down. Last few laps, the rear tire is probably going to give us a little bit of an issue. Catch the apex, back on the throttle nice and early. That'll help us with our time. At the 50. Ooh. Pushed it, got on the throttle just a wee bit too early. Or a little too hard. Or a combination of both. This money-making method, as you can see, isn't too difficult. Because we're almost 60 seconds ahead. With errors, He certainly didn't have a perfect clean race, but not pitting as often certainly was a huge advantage. But the tires didn't quite last. I could run him out, but I might have a very difficult, challenging, and frustrating last lap. Okay, so that's the thing. The tires just aren't quite sticking as much now. We can actually go back to full throttle, and anyways, we need to pit, so here we go. Might pick up a penalty. Did a little jumping over there. We'll soft tire it up, and we will refuel, so let's not hit any buttons at this point. Thinking, what, 42 seconds in the pits to do both? We'll find out in just a moment. Including the time to get in and out. Oh, not quite, not bad. Okay, once we're out, yeah, we'll have lost about 42 overall. And we know we tested on lap 1. It's a quarter tank per lap. Let's go full. Oh, of course, come out on cold tires. Keep that in mind. Can't even push it as hard as we did on the last lap we did with pretty tired tires. Tired tires. Isn't that something? All right, full power. I think I'm the only one on full power. But my almost 1 minute lead certainly has come down a good amount. You see, you put on the throttle too early, you might have to add lightly, very lightly tap the brakes. Otherwise you spin out, but yeah, I just had to pump the brakes 3 times there, but very lightly. Just to make sure I didn't eat any wall. Now we've got these fresh tires on. We've got full power. Let's get a nice, easy 142. Money-making methods going down right now with hidden tricks to deal with sprint and endurance races. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please do hit that like button, subscribe, turn bell notifications on. If you know any other racers, that's the proper thing. That's proper racing. Always going in the pits anyways. But if you see someone coming up on you that quickly, absolutely get out of the way. Oh, the Mercedes AMG is about to get passed like nobody's business, blown his doors off. Because I've adjusted my power to the amount of fuel I've got left, and he has not. So I pity the fool who has no doors after getting them blown off, but Fraga still holding up. Not bad at all. Brazilian behind us, doing a great job. Should have revved out 5th there. Small mistake. Cars sliding out as you come out of corners, just shift up. Definitely what's needed for that section right there. Oh yeah, they're on the lowest power setting. And despite the flags say, the blue flags telling them get out of the way, you got a car lapping you. Still kind of pretty much in the way here. Pass them on the outside. Yes, 139.9. Huge difference. We just did a thing. Oh, the brake points are so much earlier on full power because we're getting such higher speeds on these straightaways. That's fun. It's feeling almost like a GT2 car. Just doesn't have the brakes to go along with it. follow the markers, watch the little brake indicator at the bottom. Catch the apex on the inside and back on the throttle. Ease into it, just stomp it down in those low gears. The torque of the rear wheels will send you out. Still pick up more speed in that corner for next race. We do have to rinse and repeat this to get the 10 million. I won't hold you through to all of that. Sad for the competitors that are pitting when there's only one lap left. They did not plan things out nicely. Their calculations were off. All right, we did a thing! First place. Now, how could we ever get the clean race bonus after eating so much wall? We got the top lap there, 139.9. Still probably need to get 2 seconds off that when we're running full power, but was still adjusting to the breakpoint differences. And prize money, 727,000. And let's not forget the 500. Very nice. We just got to rinse and repeat that about 11, 12 times. And we'll have our 10 million. Well, we already have 1 point something million, so maybe we can get away with doing this 10 or 11 times, not 12. Oof. Fun race. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these little hidden truths or secrets, this walkthrough and guide to making the money-making method will help with the secrets behind running sprint and endurance races. Truly hope this helps get you lots of cheddar, lots of money, the greenbacks, so that you can buy cars that you love. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Until next time, I'm Johnny from Johnny's. Well, you can check out Johnny from Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. I just did a video on a real-world video on the 2025 Ford F-150 Raptor. Love it if you check it out and give it a good old like on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. But I am JCCR Johnny here on JCCR Racing. Consider joining the team. Catch our lives. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all more cars and more power. And I hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car that you love sometime real soon. Godspeed. There's that, not adjusted to the power of the car because it is modified and I'm not BOP tuned here, so I'm not tuned down. I'm running about 250 horsepower, more than usual, so lap 1 was a bit of a discovery. Thanks folks for watching. Truly blessed to have you along for the ride. Catch you in the next one.